This is where my season went up in smoke.
It's gonna be, mate.
Oh no, we're feeling, Justin!
It's gonna be me! Yeah!
Let's do this. So my RunDisney 22-23 season was fantastic. I was injured off and on throughout the whole season, so my times weren't there. But I had fun that whole season. We did every challenge every weekend. The 23-24 season, we cut back a lot. Just didn't want to put my body through the whole entire rigmarole of every RunDisney weekend. Wine and Dine week, we actually just did Cheer Squad. I wasn't wild with the themes of the race, to put it nicely. I felt like they were a little lackluster, so we didn't even attempt those. So we did the Walt Disney World weekend 10K and half marathon. We went to California and we did all three races, the 5K, 10K, half for the Dumbo Challenge. And we also ended up doing Springtime Surprise all three weekend races. The season was very hopeful to start. I felt great for Walt Disney World weekend. Ran fantastic in Disneyland. For Princess weekend, we was in Las Vegas. The race there was horrible. Not the race itself, but my basically condition and the way I performed. Super dehydrated. Still had the same foot issue and just couldn't get going the way it needed to be going. I went about 5 miles at the pace I wanted to go out at and stay at, and after 5 miles it just exploded. So my foot had some weird growth on it. One place told me it was a cyst, one place told me it was a wart calcified, the other one told me it was a clogged sweat gland. Either way, around December I felt like I was stepping on glass. I opened it myself trying to retrieve the object that I thought was glass. Turned out to be nothing. After that it kind of just got mad and healed for the most part. Very little pain January, which worked out great to my favor. Went February to dermatology. They removed it and froze it 3 weeks prior to the Vegas run, and I could barely walk, which kind of sucked. So I didn't run a step until Vegas. Came back from Vegas, they removed it again. When they removed it the second time, they cauterized it out. Very painful, could barely walk. Got infected 3 separate times because I worked 13-hour shifts on my feet. After the 3 separate infections, they opened it up every time. The place this is at is on the back side of my heel, right next to the groove where you put the pressure in your shoe. I got to I could barely walk. I didn't run a step except for the Winter Park 10K in Orlando. Did horrible that race. The sad thing is I was on pace for PR for the first 4 miles, but my foot started acting up again. Finally got to Springtime Surprise weekend. My foot was better, but the growth had came back after springtime. Springtime, I basically had fun the 5K, 10K. My goal was to go for a POT for marathon weekend on the 10 miler. So I'm back at the scene of the crime. This is where my season went up in smoke. My foot started coming unglued. Just couldn't handle the torture. So I was like, okay, I'll drop back pace a little bit. I'll try to hang with the next pace group, which I got up with about Hollywood Studios. And couldn't maintain with them because it was hurting too bad. At that point, I knew my season was not going to be the happy ending I wanted. And I decided to basically have fun the rest of that race. So for the first few days, I was down on myself after that race. I went to podiatrist. He reopened the spot up again. I have been told not to run until Monday of this week, which was still in April. but he cleared me to run Monday, so
It's gonna be me.
Yeah!
So with that being said, I've came to the conclusion that I'm going to rebuild this brake, and I've got a few different goals set for this season. And I know a lot of you don't know me, follow me, probably care about this story, but I'm coming back. I'm going to PR everything except for possibly the 5K this year. I'm going to go for the 10K, half, and I'm also going to go for my full. And I'm going to give you how. Finally found a quiet place to record at while sitting in Hollywood Studios. My goal for this training season coming up, because I'm doing a lot of RunDisney races, but I'm not doing every RunDisney race. Like I said, it's to PR everything but the 5K. And that's the 10K, the 10 miler, the half marathon, and the marathon. Goal number one is I'm going to break down my training blocks. I like Jeff Galloway's stuff, however 30 weeks for a marathon is a little bit too lengthy for just engaging on one area. So my goal is to break down into smaller training blocks. A, it builds a decent base. B, you're building speed work. Got my map, leaving the park now. So number two, strength training. Need to get back into the gym. I felt better when I was in the gym. I gained better progress in the gym. So number three, I'm going to incorporate yoga. I think yoga will help my flexibility and make me a better runner overall. Happy May 4th. You're joining me for a run, by the way. So for number four, I'm going to redo my nutrition. The last few years, my nutrition's kind of went off by the wayside, especially after I lost my thyroid. Packed on some extra weight, and the extra weight has caused issues running, between foot issues, knee issues, back issues. It's all starting to tie together, if you can tell. So for reason number five is to bring back my mentality into this. Mentally, the last few years, my goal has been to complete races. Yes, I've wanted to PR, but it's just not happening between the injuries and me just not having a set plan. Redesign, rebuild, reclaim, the 3 R's of this season. I'm redesigning how I do my training plan and my diet. I'm rebuilding the muscle in my body, and I'm going to reclaim running how I used to, hopefully. If not, then hey, it is what it is. But my goal is to come back this season stronger, better than I have been in the years past. So if you want to follow me on this journey, join me on this journey, however you want to do this. I need some encouragement occasionally. Everybody does. Let's do this. Enjoy your run. Motivate others. Help others. Anyways, until next time, enjoy your run.